pitch to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the woods.
Hot damn!
Welcome to The Goods from the Woods, episode number 117. This is part one of our Thanksgiving crossover episode with two of my favorite podcasts, This Is Rad and What Did You Learn? We all sat down in Dr. Pat's backyard a couple of nights ago here in Hollywood and had an amazing Thanksgiving dinner. And what you're about to hear is part one of our conversation. So, we have a bunch of people sitting at a table, smacking a little too loudly into the microphone on some delicious food and talking about recipes. So you'll hear part one in our feed. That's what you're listening to currently. Part two, you got to go over to This Is Rad. Check out their feed. Part two will be up on This Is Rad tomorrow morning. So listen to part one now. Part two will be up tomorrow. And then if you go over to What Did You Learn, subscribe to their feed as well. On Thanksgiving Day, we're just going to play the whole damn conversation over there. So it's a weird three-way crossover ep that we think you're really, really going to enjoy. So I know a lot of you guys will probably be listening to this on your way to Thanksgiving or traveling, and hopefully everything finds you well. Please don't get in a fight with your family. Just remember that you love each other and no Washington fuckhead can change that. All right, so before we get into the episode, I just wanted to acknowledge the passing of three really great musicians. First of all, Leonard Cohen, a great musician, passed away this week. I just, as I'm recording this, found out about the death of Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. And, if you need some groovy music to listen to on your way to eat dinner with your folks, man, make it a Sharon Jones record. She put out some really, really amazing stuff. And that is super sad to have just found out about. The third musician who passed away that you guys might not be super aware of, but I want to bring you to some awareness of is Leon Russell. Leon Russell died last week at the age of 74. Leon Russell is one of the most badass dudes in all of music. Leon Russell was born in Lawton, Oklahoma, and he actually started his first band when he was 14. They used to play around Tulsa. The band was called the Starlighters, and in that band was J.J. Cale. Now you might be asking, who's J.J. Cale? J.J. Cale wrote the song Call Me the Breeze that Lynyrd Skynyrd famously played. You know how at the beginning of all of our episodes you hear this? That's the very end of Call Me the Breeze, which was written by J.J. Cale. He also wrote Cocaine for Eric Clapton and a bunch of other songs. But yeah, he was in a band with Leon Russell when they were 14 in Oklahoma. Leon Russell moved to L.A. and became a session musician. He played piano, he played bass, guitar, drums, did it all, and ended up playing on some of the most famous recording sessions of all time. He actually ended up in the Wrecking Crew, which was the studio musicians that played on many, many hit songs in the 60s of every genre, by the way. He played on a bunch of songs that I guarantee you've heard of. Here's one.
Two girls for every, two girls for every
Yeah, that's right. Jan and Dean, Surf City. You know that one? That's Leon playing piano on it. Oh, here's one.
I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California.
Yeah, that's the Beach Boys. That's California Girls. He's playing piano on that one. Oh, and here he is buried inside Phil Spector's wall of sound. You can't really hear him, but I swear he's in this one. Here's him with Clapton.
After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna chug a lug and shout.
Here's him with the late, great Bobby Keys playing on one of my favorite songs of all time on Let It Bleed. How fucking cool is that? That dude is on so many songs. Just look him up on Wikipedia or AllMusic or something and just stand in awe of the amount of music that guy played on in his time. He's so influential that upon his death, he got remembrance tweets from Charlie Daniels and Cat Stevens. So that tells you everything you need to know about Leon Russell. Now, I want to talk about his solo career too, because he was a badass solo musician. There's a bunch of records of his. You can check out his self-titled record. That one came out in 1970. That has a song called A Song for You. That's probably his best known song. You can check out his record Carney. And as you listen to Leon Russell, tell me if you can't tell what a crazy, crazy influence he had on Elton John. Elton John has spoken at length about his piano playing and his style of singing being very much influenced by Leon Russell, and you can totally hear it in songs like this. So this one is called Tightrope. It's off the album Carney. And so dig some Leon Russell this weekend. Get on Spotify. Hey, speaking of Spotify, guess who's on Spotify? That's right, The Goods from the Woods. We are on Spotify now. I'm going to put up a kick-ass Thanksgiving mix. So if you need something to listen to on the plane, check us out. The Goods Pod, we're on Spotify. Check it out. This is Tightrope by Leon Russell. Listen for the influence on this. If this doesn't sound like Elton John, I don't know what does. And Elton would be the first person to say so. In fact, they actually made a record together back in, I think, 2010 called The Union that's really, really good. So, man, go dig on Leon Russell. Go dig some Leonard Cohen. Hug the person next to you. Tell them you love them. And it's all going to be all right. Here's some Leon Russell with Tightrope, and then our conversation with This Is Rad and What Did You Learn?
I'm up on a tight wire. One side's ice and one is fire. It's a circus game with you and me. I'm up on a tightrope. One side's hate and one is hope. But the top hat on my head is all you see.
Welcome to The Goods from the Woods, and
Welcome to This Is Rad.
No. Welcome to Rad from the Woods. I'm your host.
There we go. The return of
Rivers
Rad from
Langley.
the Woods.
there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we after a year since our last crossover,
Back by popular demand.
we decided to do another
Has it really
one.
been a whole year?
yeah.
Been exactly a year, actually.
Oh, wow.
Since the epic two-part wrestling
Oh,
episode.
my God.
And this is going to be an epic two-part Thanksgiving episode.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So you're listening to part one right now. That'll be in our feed, and then part two will be tomorrow
Yeah, in our feed.
on This Is Rad. So we're gathered in Dr. Pat Riley's backyard.
Yeah, Plymouth Rock itself. We're at Plymouth Rock.
And it landed on us.
Yes.
I just took the rights away from a Native American.
Yeah.
And
You apologize to Gary.
Hey, sorry, Gary.
beautiful Miracle Mile, California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing it big. So we have all prepared a dish that we're
Yeah.
going to talk about, and we've actually got. First of all, address the absence of Mr. Goodnight, who is hitting the tables in Vegas right now.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah.
He's in Vegas, so
Oh my
God
God.
knows what's happening.
Oh, he was just like, last time I saw Goodnight, prior to him leaving, he was high as a kite. I don't think it's going to reveal him that he was high as a
So
kite.
his natural
and
state.
he was just like, Dad, I got a bus ticket for $1 on Megabus, and I can't wait to play me some of that caveman Keno, you understand?
Oh my
I get
God!
a bus ticket for $1?
Yeah, a
that
Megabus
Apparently,
Shit. I'll get on any bus for $1. I can go anywhere, and I'll just get on it.
That is definitely the charm of
Bragger.
travel by bus.
Yeah.
Is the lack of expense.
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to.
And imagine that you're on that bus with a completely liquored up and high Mr. Goodnight.
That actually I feel like would make for a fun bus ride.
yeah. I think if
The
I could,
amount of Sanford and Son he's going to tell you about, whether you are listening or not.
Let me tell you something, Daddy. I hit the jackpot on Caveman Keno, you understand? I'm won $14.52. They brought the big check.
And from our missing group, Natalie is lost.
She's
so
en
she
route.
will theoretically be here maybe by part 2.
Yeah. I don't understand why. I mean, my address is pretty obvious.
She missed part of the address.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when you plug it into your phone, you have to say that it's 30 Rockefeller Center Plaza.
Yeah.
New York, New York.
You live in a house in the middle of the ice skating rink.
Yeah, indeed.
And then we've also we've actually invited another podcast. They're going to be
that will be appearing at some
be
point.
appearing at some
perhaps.
point. Yeah.
Special surprise. It feels like we've gotten like mob families together.
Yeah, it really does.
The who's who of LA independent podcasting.
That's right. Also, this is the second episode we've recorded in this backyard. Actually,
Yeah.
I was about to say this is our first, but we did our Fall Brawl '93 with Nick Thomas out
Oh,
here.
I didn't know
once.
that was out
yeah.
here.
Wow, you've
Yeah.
been doing this podcast since 1993.
Yeah.
We're
That's a good episode for anybody who hasn't listened to that episode. I highly recommend
we're
it.
staying relevant by reviewing a pay-per-view from wrestling
Pro
pay-per-view
wrestling.
Look,
from
the
a defunct.
WWE channel had just come out. You guys,
Yeah.
I've never seen a group of people higher on life than all of you as the WWE channel became available and all of wrestling was at your fingertips.
Yeah. So let's start by we'll talk about what Cal brought to the dinner. We're
I'll
currently
start.
eating dinner. By the
Yeah,
way.
we're
This
currently
is-
eating.
For those of you who
we're
love
feasting.
mouth sounds, do we have a show for you?
We got him.
I think I've already audibly belched in
I
the
will
microphone
point out,
twice.
is this the closest Jen has been to being on an episode?
Indeed. We're joined by my illustrious wife, Jennifer.
Say hello, Jen.
Hello.
That's right.
She's real.
That's a real lady voice. It's not. We're not making stuff up. It's not like we're like, and Nick Thomas's wife is here, and then we just do a crude impression of Nick Thomas wearing a skirt. Jen's a real person.
Yeah.
We actually we've hung out quite a bit recently because we were just at Griffith Park for Justin Williams and his girlfriend's birthday bonanza.
Yeah.
And we all festively rode a carousel together.
Oh, I was in Mobile for that. I was about to be jealous. I was like, oh yeah, wait, I legitimately had things to do.
You guys have never heard a group of people use the word calliope more in a day than
Right.
us sitting next to a carousel.
I've never heard anybody use that word.
Oh,
I don't hang out with nerds, though. I hang out with jocks and cool people.
So I'll discuss my dish first. It's the one that took the least amount of effort.
It's delicious though.
Yeah.
You are wrong, sir. You are wrong.
2 weeks ago, Natalie and I did a little Costco run, grabbing some stuff, and we were there ostensibly to grab stuff for my album release party. But we set our eyes on a box for $1.50. You could get 4 make your own Cheddar Bay biscuit, Red Lobster branded
Fuck yeah.
biscuits.
They were on sale for $1.50.
They sure were.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great deal, man.
That's
Did
why
you-
we bought 'em.
Did you buy 10 boxes?
No, we just bought one box that's 4 servings.
That's
And
fantastic.
so I've made 2 servings worth because the other 2 got made that weekend because we were like, this is how we're going to live like monsters.
You get the wonders of Cheddar Bay biscuits, and you don't even have to go to Red Lobster after graduating from high school in Jonesboro,
I don't think
Georgia.
I've been to a Red Lobster since like the mid 90s. So
You guys are missing out. They've got wonderful chicken dishes.
What? Hold on. You
Yeah.
go to Red Lobster. Matt Burnside sitting at Red
Yes, I
Lobster.
do.
There is a veritable mountain of seafood before you on the menu.
You have not just a mountain, an endless shrimp.
Yeah, there's many endless scenarios to be had at Red Lobster, and you go for the chicken,
Yeah, I go for
the fish of the farm, as they say.
The spicy chicken Alfredo, the fish of the farm. Oh, yeah.
Hey, if tuna can be the chicken of the sea, then chicken can be the fish of the farm.
Yeah.
I have some even worse news for you. I also do that.
Well, it's just
Neither of us get. She doesn't really like fish. I actually really love fish. I just really love their spicy chicken Alfredo.
You guys also just like that they then give you chicken bibs, where they are the same kind of bib, but they have a chicken. on them. They're a lesser known item at the place.
But to be
Matt's a coward.
But to be fair, with a lot of chain restaurants, that's actually a very smart strategy because if you go to, like, for example, Hooters, for example, it's all
actually did that
predicated.
recently.
It's all predicated on the chicken wings. The chicken wings there are terrible.
They're not bad.
They're horrible.
They're not
The
great.
burger comparatively is a lot better. That's the thing. Like you go for the burger at Hooters or you go for not food at Chili's. It's like the best.
Oh shit! If I go to Chili's, I'm getting a blue drink. That's just all there
Yeah.
is to it.
Yeah.
I was about to say they sell they sell margaritas that are as big as your head for like
Oh, yeah.
$8.
They sell illegal amounts of booze.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to.
It's designed for you to get just shit hammered at lunch, then go back to work and not get.
Oh
stuff
yeah.
done.
I mean, you go
That's
to
why they have the Dundies. There.
Yeah.
yeah, you go to Applebee's and you pound like 3 32-ounce Brutuses and you're just ready.
What are the Brutuses?
What is the
It's their name for their giant beer. So
Oh,
they give
okay.
you this
Oh,
like
okay.
pitcher. It's not a Stein. It's a pitcher, and it's filled with Anheuser Busch's finest.
I thought it was some special drink. I don't know if I talked about this on the last one. I went to Mobile and we went into this bar and my friend Stefano goes, "Hey, what do you guys have like a signature drink?" And to explain, everywhere in Mobile has they have these banners hanging up there like, try the Castaway, the Dauphin Street. They have this street in Mobile called Dauphin Street that's like totally like New Orleans
nice.
adjacent bullshit. And but you can't drink on the street, so like what's the
I was
point?
excitedly for that terrible place.
No, I mean it's fine.
It's the redneck Riviera. I mean, come on, dude.
I love
you know?
shit like that.
I mean-
They have festive T-shirt stores.
Not as many as New Orleans to be
'Cause
certain,
that's
but
the best part of New Orleans.
But they do have they do still have an active like teenage cruising culture where people just like going down the street revving their engines and shit, and you'll see like Caprice Classics with the huge like 25-inch rims that spin and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Do a lot of bars out there actually sell their own T-shirts?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it depends on the bar, but
That's something I've always really liked. I love collecting like really crappy T-shirts from like weird bars that
I
are
got
just,
this
like,
cool bar you
in the
might
middle
dig
of
called the
woods.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah,
well, there's one in right on the Florida Alabama line. It's called the Florabama because the state line runs through the middle of the bar, and you can get a T-shirt from there that has like it's like the Jack Daniels fake logo.
I have one for a bar. I'm trying to think. I think it's in Mexico called Slim's Elbow Room, and it's like supposed to be the world's smallest bar. Instead of just a hallway with a bar in it.
Oh, okay.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
My favorite bar name is where I grew up in Georgia when I was a kid. When I was like in middle school, there was a bar that all the rednecks and all the enlisted servicemen used to go to called the Bloody Bucket.
Which
Yeah.
in and of itself feels like a riff on the Bucket of Blood saloon that Mark Twain used to hang out at.
Oh yeah, no. What this was not a literary reference whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just picturing a
It was
neon
a reference to
sign.
the amount of blood there.
yeah. It is. It's in reference to culture clash.
I'm picturing a neon sign that lights up one segment at a time that says "We dare you."
Oh, that'd be a cool sign.
Bring it on. But everywhere on Dauphin Street Mobile has these banners that are like, try the Castaway, try the whatever. And so with that in mind, we went into this empty bar called Pat's, and we were thinking like,
What?
Oh,
Who's
what?
knocking at our door?
hey, we just had another podcast
Oh my
walk in.
God!
Yeah.
Is that Monica Scott from the What Did We Learn podcast?
Oh, where's did Luke set himself on fire?
Is your worst counterpart here?
He's in the
No,
kitchen.
he's been here for a
My,
while
wi- my
now.
wife's gonna my wife's gonna walk in there thinking that he's cooking food, but he's actually doing push-ups and listening to Drowning Pool.
There's no question that's what's happening.
I don't
Here, yeah,
really
settle
know,
in.
But that's a
You can
great
fix,
introduction.
fix a plate and then
Yeah,
we'll,
fix a
and then we'll-
plate.
Grab food.
But yeah, it was a beer bar that was called Pat's, and it was totally empty, which is why we went in there. And we went inside, and my friend was just like, "Do you guys have like a specialty drink?" Meaning like referring to all the banners on the bars outside. And the lady is just this very like butch lesbian, just goes, "Beer." Just very matter of fact.
Natalie's here too.
Natalie's here.
That would
Grab
be
a
my
plate,
favorite
babe.
bar ever.
Yeah. But we were like, no, like, do you have any like kind of like coconut something or something fun? And this lady, she just goes, I can make you guys a bunch of blue screamers. And
It's all over there.
and turns out a blue screamer is Long Island iced tea mix with like blue cacao or something
really?
on top and
Because I thought
juice.
it was going to be a Long Island iced tea with peak antifreeze.
Yeah, there was this rinky-dink bar I would go to every so often. The first time I was there, I couldn't really read the sign. It was like old, and they had never like gone back over it with the chalk that they used in the first place.
Yeah.
And so I asked them, I was like, "What kind of beers do you guys have?" And they were like, "Light and regular."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right,
Yep.
cool."
They do that stuff like at McSorley's.
Regular and pussy kind.
I like any place where you can order something where it's just where you can say the generic item. Like I would like beer. That is a product.
2 beer.
of 2 beer.
You just hold up your fingers. That's how you order.
So my favorite part, to get back to my Cheddar Bay biscuit,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yes.
is that at the end of it, after they come out of the oven, you melt down butter and mix it with this garlic seasoning, and then I get to use my favorite thing I have in my kitchen,
brush?
which is the brush.
Yeah.
And we got one of those silicone brushes. Oh,
Oh, man.
you really feel like you're
I
goddamn
used
Alton
to use
Brown.
the one made with hair, and then I got a silicone one. And
I was going to say, I grew up in the household run by a house painter.
Oh, so you had the
thing
house
my
painter
dad-
brush.
Oh, we had
That's
the real brush. Yeah. We
you
didn't.
just
My daddy don't fuck with no silicone.
Hey, Dad, pause painting that wall for a second. Come on over here.
Wash that shit out. Let's put some barbecue sauce on these
Hey,
motherfuckers.
man, the guy in the acid episode of Dragnet thought that paint was tasty. So
That's true, and that baby came out so moist.
I feel like that episode comes up on this podcast so much.
On Goods from the Woods.
No, what podcast are we on?
We are actually on.
we're on WTF with Mark Maron.
We've gotten the three
What the
families
feast?
together. We've got the best of LA indie podcasting. Yeah.
I feel very guilty that I ate all this food.
Guys, be on the lookout in case Earwolf comes to shoot us up.
I am not happy about that comparison because that implies that Monica and I are in a family together, and I fucking hate that. Fuck you.
You're like the buff enforcer, and she's like the old angry guy.
I gotta bring him in. This is from the What Did You Learn podcast. Joining us at the table. This is Luke Jensen. Say your name.
Hello, I'm Luke Jensen.
And here's Monica Scott.
I'm Monica Scott. He said that.
You just got to know what the voices sound like. They brought food too.
What'd you guys bring?
Sort of.
We brought food.
Yeah, tell them what you did, Luke.
Well, I've been here since the podcast started recording, but I was inside frying Thanksgiving spring rolls.
Ooh.
Which are full of turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
How
I
are
may
you
have fucked them up. It's maybe the first thing
stuffing?
I've ever cooked in my life, so I don't know.
Wow,
if
you
they're
really
good.
jumped into the deep end.
You know, you could have just brought rolls.
I know. I don't know. I saw one of those Facebook videos where they like show it like time lapse from above while they're cooking.
Oh no!
And,
Those get you all inspired. It
yeah.
never actually
Yeah.
looks like that. They CGI out all the parts where people give up.
Taste made once.
I got a BuzzFeed story. So I work at Joann Fabric currently. Hopefully not for much longer.
Hell yeah.
Word?
Anyways,
Why are they out of print your own temporary tattoos? Okay, Halloween complaint over.
they're out of everything at Halloween. Yeah, you know how people called me asking for temporary tattoo transfer paper?
That's what
we
I
don't
want.
have any.
Yeah, well, your website says you do. Anyway,
Well,
I digress.
Yeah, don't. The website is totally bullshit. Anyways, there's a guy who came in and rung up at the cash register. And he had a clipboard that said BuzzFeed, and I was like, "Oh, do you work for BuzzFeed?" And he's like, "Well, like I actually work for College Humor." And he was buying like, and he was buying like I want to say like 6 yards of just brown fleece, like a flesh tone fleece. And I'm like, "Oh, are you shooting a sketch?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What is this for?" He's like, "It's for a human pot pie." And then he laughed.
What?
Like he was just
He's so sad.
he was so sad. He was like ashamed he was buying felt to make a human pot pie
If
for
only
some
he
kind of
knew
sketch on College
Who
Humor.
he was talking to.
I know.
You're the number one person to talk to about
And I thought it was dope, and he was really unhappy with his life.
Sir, you're talking to the creator of Aware Dick.
I gotta say the Cheddar Bay biscuits have came out outstanding.
They're such a beautiful
Did you
little
double cheese? Double cheese?
I 1.5 cheese.
Okay.
That's hey,
We double cheesed our first ones, and Natalie has insisted we should keep doing that, but I try to follow recipes.
Yeah, but you got recipes.
How do you do that?
You have to keep it authentic to,
Yeah.
Red Lobster.
I mean, I treat recipes like I treat all rules. They're made to be broken.
Pat just gave me a look. So I'm
Stretch
just
to
gonna
the
say
limit.
yes.
What?
This is
What
my first
is-
experience with a Cheddar Bay biscuit.
Yeah, Tess.
Oh,
We're at a Cheddar Bay biscuit.
no, I've never been to Red
Has
Lobster.
one of my favorite quotes, by the way. That I can tell when something has meat in it because it tastes good.
Guys, I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard. Luke just said he's never been to Red Lobster or had a Cheddar Bay biscuit before.
Oh, are you in
So,
flavor country?
Shame him.
It's great. I love it.
Aye, let the foghorn blow over Cheddar Bay. We've got a new one. All right.
Next year we'll have to get in the van. We'll go down to Lobster Fest, bro.
Wait, is there a location where that happens?
Yeah, in your heart during when every restaurant does
The
Lobster Fest.
smile of any child?
Yeah. 500 letters, all said to Lobsterfest. Oh, Natalie's desperately trying to open more Martinelli's.
Uh-oh.
You got a real Martinelli's habit going
My
this year.
Lifeblood, don't judge me, you ass.
Guys, we're really partying hard over
Jewish
here.
family thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
We always have Martinelli's at my parents' house. I think it might be a Jewish thing. I'm not totally sure.
Oh, okay.
But I know Manischewitz is for sure.
Yeah, but that has booze in it, though.
Yeah, it stopped my parents from giving it to me as a child.
Yeah, no, I think it's yeah.
No, because you can buy it under 21. Like they won't card
Oh,
you
really?
per se. Yeah.
Wait,
'cause
what?
Yeah. I mean, legally you have to be 21, but there was this little life hack, if you will, that I used to
For all our high
employ.
school listeners.
Yeah.
Wait, did you?
Where I stole it.
Did you get ordained as like a rabbi or something? So you could buy Mog and David?
we would just go to Publix and get Manischewitz, and
I bought it for a while because I thought I was a funny guy in college. And then my friend's house just accrued.
Oh, I bet you were a funny guy. Buddy.
I just know that my friend's house that had like a bunch of like bottles of Manischewitz that had like 1/3 still in it that just started to accrue. Because you could see where I'd tap out every single time. And then you're still in college, you're still like, well, if we pour them all together one day, it'll just be this beautiful sacrilegious.
Wait, so you would like try to pound a bottle of that by yourself?
I wanted attention.
That's so much fucking sugar. Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, that's a death wish.
Did you see my beard from college? Do you think that guy cares about what's happening to his body? Oh, just a giant. I looked like Santa's like shitty son. like Santa's son who's gonna like start rapping like Tom Hanks's kid.
Yeah.
So Pat, what did you produce for this thing?
Well, besides the property that we are sitting on right now, and the table. No,
really
so
pulling your dick out immediately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You fucking ingrates.
I'm a property renter with rental insurance. Okay.
Hey, gotta get that renter's
I know.
surprisingly cheap.
So since Rivers was making what he was, I decided.
Spoiler alert! It's a turkey.
Surprise!
I didn't want to.
I will. Don't worry. You're a man of class.
Well, since you're a guest, I understand.
In my home.
No, on our
Rented home that is insured.
on our feet. On our whatever this is, what's this Libsyn feed? I don't even know what it's called. Yeah. No. So I made stuffing and I made fried green tomatoes. Stuffing is definitely a Thanksgiving staple. You can't have Thanksgiving without stuffing. And fried green tomatoes is one that I usually visit when it comes to Thanksgiving because usually a lot of Thanksgiving sides are pretty terrible. So. I mean, once you get outside of...
I will fight you.
No. Okay, so no, here's the thing. Stuffing great.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce great.
Yes.
And
I disagree with you there.
I'm already
And
indifferent to cranberry
green-
sauce. Yeah, a little bit.
My family does a cranberry sauce where we mix it so it's half pineapple, half cranberry sauce. It's the jam.
yeah, well, you live in one of
sounds
those...
like jam.
Yeah, you live in one of those fancy houses where you don't get it out of the can.
That's the best way to get it.
And green bean casserole is great.
I do love
I
a
love
green
it.
bean.
Yeah,
Love
mashed
it.
potatoes, fine. But there's always like...
Whoa.
What? Outstanding. Not fine.
Hey, dependence on potatoes killed my ancestors, you know? Yeah.
You still look at them and they just see death in them.
Yeah, I know.
Every time you see mashed potatoes, it's shaped like a skull.
My ancestors do.
Hey, all the potatoes' eyes are crying.
Yeah. I see the box of Idaho and instant potatoes, and I just like grumble about cultural appropriation
I
and
was
stuff
gonna
like
say you
that.
have the one tier like the Indian man.
Yeah, like Iron Eyes Cody.
Appropriation.
But sometimes people will bring out sides that are just hideous because Thanksgiving brings out tradition, and usually these are recipes that were created in like 1910 that great grandma used to make before they invented taste buds.
What kind of sides are we talking
my
here?
family's got a dessert like that I'm like, do we have
What
to
is
fucking
it?
do this every year?
What is it? I have to. What is this? I need to know what it is.
I mean, I'd always
My
get hooked
family
up.
is boring, so like everything is just like, did we see it in a cartoon about Thanksgiving? Well, then we'll
Yeah,
serve
we
it.
used to. I mean, my family, like, we were very much like let's eat pizza on Thanksgiving family, but we'd go over
The
to
Ninja
like,
Turtles.
Oh.
yeah, yeah. You didn't know that
My
Splinter.
uncle Michelangelo.
Yeah, you didn't know Splinter was of Irish descent. Caruso Saki is
He
actually
was on the
from,
boat that came over.
Yeah, Caruso Saki is actually from. It's like a Cork name, actually, county Cork name. That's why you don't hear it very often. But like usually, like if you go to somebody else's house or you do like kind of the family traditional one, there's always like some aspic thrown in.
Oh, yeah.
Like some sort of.
What is aspic?
It's like essentially like it's vegetable Jello essentially.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Russian? Is it that Russian?
No, it's 50s.
It's 50s, yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Do you guys do? Because to me, Thanksgiving side staple is macaroni and cheese. Do you guys not fuck with that?
No.
Is that a vegetarian Thanksgiving
It's
thing?
a Southern thing.
That's a Southern thing.
That's a Southern thing.
Yeah,
We-
mac and
Oh, okay.
cheese is definitely like I thought about doing mac and cheese, but I decided to go with fried green tomatoes because they had green
This
tomatoes.
is the first time I've ever had fried green tomatoes.
Fried green potatoes are new to me in maybe the last year or so.
And do these have like a cheese in them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How
that's a
familiar-
really nice touch.
For them.
Okay, so fried green tomatoes, like if you live in LA, actually, there's a really good fried green tomato at Tom Bergen's that's like not to the book of fried green tomato. It's like pickled green
More
tomatoes
based off the movie.
and and tempura batter. What I do is I do kind of the more traditional Southern one where it's like you soak it in vinegar in order to give it a bite, and then you use breading on it. You know, use breadcrumbs on it as opposed to batter. But I throw cheese on there because fried cheese is a gift from God and part of God's bounty. So you know you got to combine two things that are great. So it's goat cheese in it actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
is that
incredible.
is that what I was eating?
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea what it was. It just looked like something I wanted to eat, so I did.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, no, I remember. So I remember having to make. I made like 24 of them for this.
all
I
gone, by
remember
the way.
I had to make like 60 of them for like a Thanksgiving once, and I was like covered in breading and egg. Like it was just the most disgusting. I had the most disgusting fingers ever. But fried green tomatoes are really super solid. Like I think that that should be a Thanksgiving staple that people should adopt.
Okay, speaking of sides, y'all fuck with lefse? Huh? Lefse?
Is that some kind of Minnesota shit?
All right,
that we
this
don't know
sounds like
about?
some Midwestern bullshit Luke made up.
It 100% is, and it's so
It
good.
was invented by Garrison Keillor.
In the lab he was created in.
It is. It's sort of like almost like a potato tortilla.
Why did you drink it then? Monica was nice enough to bring a fancy eggnog, and Natalie is addicted to eating and drinking whatever I'm consuming. It's a statement of power because she's like a little dog humping a big dog. And knowing that she doesn't like eggnog, she still took a sip of it and then went ugh, just to show me that she could take away things that I like.
Monica had to pay $1.50 bottle deposit on that.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I apologize, Monica. I am an asshole. I will go sit in the corner for the rest of the podcast.
So what's lefse?
Yeah, lefse. It's like a potato tortilla. It's like very thin, and you make it sort of on like a. I don't want to say like flat top grill necessarily, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sort of. Then you put like butter and sugar on it.
Okay.
And it is so good.
Now we're getting Midwestern.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, my dad used to eat white rice with cream and sugar. That was like the topping that he put on it.
What? Did he eat it in a casserole?
That was like I've never seen him do it, but that was like his childhood like sweet treat. At his
Oh, my dad used
grandparents'.
to eat cornflakes with grape juice.
What?
Yeah.
But that's just because he was kind of drunk.
So if you're a fellow Midwestern boy, did somebody in your family ever just dip butter into sugar and eat that?
Holy shit!
Yep.
Wow.
Not exactly, but I remember at a one. In high school, I thought I was a funny boy, not unlike Kyle Clark.
Yeah. Did you have
And
a fun beard?
A beard?
Yeah.
Do you think I
Have
can
you
grow a
seen this
beard
hair
now?
list, baby?
I think it'll grow in like the day you finally hit the level of gains that you're working towards,
Yeah.
and then you'll just have a salt and pepper beard ready to go.
It'll just happen.
and you'll just already
I'll
know
just-
how to teach jujitsu.
Yeah. I'll just age all at once. Like, somebody stabbed a picture of Dorian Gray. That's what's gonna happen. In high school, at it was like getting dinner before homecoming, with our little crew, and because I thought I was so funny, all the dishes came with like a little butter ball, and I would just eat everybody's butter ball because everybody thought it was gross.
You would just eat all the butter off the table.
Yeah, I just ate all the butter. There was like 10 people. That was a lot of butter.
But the thing about the thing is, right, is that it's like kind of like getting a rental car and getting that insurance and being a little like loose and liberal with it. He was wearing a rented tux, so eating that butter, something might happen. He doesn't have to follow the consequences whatsoever, you know?
I love that in your mind you're like, this next stop Mad TV as the butter guy.
Man, I thought my family was gross for eating like white rice with butter and salt.
That's just how people eat it.
That's just normal.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to the Midwest.
I'm just gonna live here for a while.
I have a better chance of dying of congestive heart failure
It
here.
wasn't even butter. It was. I can't believe it's not butter.
Wow.
Which is very health conscious.
Yeah. And very exotic and romantic.
Yeah.
If Fabio lets us know.
I went through a period of time where I was a big fan of the I can't believe it's not butter spray.
No, because
me too.
Out of sheer convenience.
His dad will just pour it on rice. Like
cheating.
Whoa.
Yeah, like that, the poured liquid bacon.
No.
I can.
The important thing is also that it's rice from a box that you just cook on the stovetop. It cannot. If you got a rice pressure cooker thing, you get the fuck out of here.
Also, guys,
Well,
this
you
is
only got a minute, so.
It's becoming very apparent to me that this isn't a Midwest thing. This is just an every dad thing.
Absolutely.
White dad, white rice.
I didn't even know that what rice cookers were until I think I was 23.
Yeah. I don't.
You met your first Asian.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wait, y'all got a separate machine for this?
I don't eat. I can't believe it's not butter, but I'll fuck with some Molly McButter.
What is
What the hell is
Molly
that?
butter?
It's like granules.
Oh, butter
So it's like,
buds.
yeah. It's kind of like bacon. It's like
You guys have cute nicknames for them.
No, am I about to blow
it's like
everyone's mind?
it's like Bacos. Instead of being bacon flavored, it's butter flavored.
butter.
You throw that on the popcorn.
Yeah.
Or your white rice if you wish.
Or a salad.
Yeah.
So
That's how a young Monica Scott made butter lettuce.
I'm a tour guide for a living, drive people around from all over the world, and I had this woman who was in town from England, and her main thing she wanted, her family all had different things they wanted to see. She wanted to find a Walmart specifically so she could buy butter buds. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like that was true. Like everybody else was like, I was
What
like,
a hip fucking irony, mom.
It was. No, I don't think it had anything to do with it.
Irony mom, so hot.
She's got 2 fanny packs, one for real, one for play.
I totally get it though. People act like British people are more healthy.
Oh, they're
than we are.
garbage people.
They are not.
Oh man,
They are
They
trash.
sell hot pockets on the street in England.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they call them pasties, but that's not the point.
pasties. They,
It's a hot pocket.
Hot
Is what it is.
pasties.
hot pasties.
That's their motto for it. That's the song in England.
Well, they have a show in England called All About Essex that is basically like their version of Jersey Shore, where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
look at these idiots, and like,
Oh my God, I dated a guy that lived in Essex.
Really?
Yeah, and he was trash.
When I had a friend who lived in England for a
Come
while.
on, Monica. You don't like your Burberry print baseball hat I gave
And
you.
his dad, when I was visiting, his dad bought us. He actually might listen to this. His dad, he's messaged me every so often and been like, "Oh, you're doing great work."
These are really bad timing.
I'm proud of you.
That's nice.
We broke up. He left me in Vegas,
Oh.
so
Whoa.
it's only kind of nice. But his
stand corrected.
dad got us fish and chips one night, and he was so excited to like show the idiot American what real fish and chips are like. And so we opened the bag. It had, I'd say, probably 2 inches of oil that it was
Yeah.
just like in. And he was like, "Oh, it's not proper if it's not floating."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm leaving."
And it has like the black streaks in it from the newsprint coming up. Yeah.
It was the grossest. I was like, I can't eat this.
Have y'all drank Iron Brew before?
is that the Cuban stuff?
Nah, dude, that's like Scottish.
Oh, is it a?
So it's like basically bubblegum flavored Mountain Dew, but it's like baby shit brown.
Where do I invest in this?
They sell it. No, I thought it was Cuban because they sell it at like at Versailles and like all the Cuban
Really?
places. Yeah. Iron Brew.
Iron Brew's
It's like
Scottish.
in a yellow can with like a little like a.
No, you're thinking of Inca Cola.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think you're thinking of Inca Kola because Iron Brew. I don't know if there's any overlap between like Scottish people and Cuban people. I think Cuban people have way too much taste to be drinking that garbage.
Although they have some crazy sodas. Inca Kola is weird.
Inca Kola is amazing.
I think I'm right.
Any culture that keeps going like, no, plantains are super good.
Plantains are good.
They're fine. They're a fine food. Don't make them the centerpiece of your thing.
What do you like now? We've
Nothing.
Maybe Kyle? Maybe.
Maybe I can't believe it's not butter spray. Or
I bet you
more
like butter.
properly,
Bet you
there
like
has
butter.
to be a pregnant pause between butter and spray.
Are
if
you
wanna say it.
willing to tell everybody what your Thanksgiving plans are?
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
My mom's like obsessed with Vegas. She possibly has a gambling addiction. I'm not sure, but so we go to Vegas for Thanksgiving basically every year.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So always go meet and it is the most depressing, horrible place.
Sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't.
I mean,
I just have a whole dinner of sides.
Yeah, we just eat sides in the hotel room.
I'm going to ask the question
Oh, wow.
everyone's thinking. What's Black Friday like in Vegas?
Not that crazy, actually. I'm trying to think. There's like that mall in Planet Hollywood, but it's not really too crazy. I think people are just.
Well, clearly you
hungover.
haven't been to the Bass Pro Shop in Vegas.
Oh,
on
I
Black Friday.
have. Believe me, I have. That's always a stop to the Hoover
Have
Dam. You got to
you?
go to the Bass Pro Shop.
I imagine I've actually never been to a Bass Pro Shop on Black Friday, but I would be disappointed if they didn't at least let you spearfish the catfish in the tank.
My
It's-
parents are obsessed with Bass Pro.
Bass Pro Shop on Black Friday is pretty intense.
Well, there's weapons in
Yeah, I
there.
was like, it's because everyone's armed.
Yeah.
They
That's true.
sell guns and ammo.
But then again, that's any place in Florida.
Do you
essentially.
guys remember? Do you guys are familiar with the Bargain Barn?
Yeah.
In Atlanta, you know that?
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it burned down and they put it back, and that's my dad's obsessed with the Bargain Barn. It's
Is it just like a really big Dollar Tree?
No, it's like a shittier Bass Pro Shop. They just sell like a lot of camo and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's where to go to get your deer pee that you put on
Are
yourself.
you gonna go
I think
get?
at least
Are you
one Bass Pro Shop.
are you trying for
shirt
Yetis
every
again this year,
Christmas.
Rivers?
What's that?
Are you trying to get more Yetis this year, Rivers?
Oh, I got them already.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
You planned ahead this year.
Oh yeah. I planned ahead, and when I went home, my mom actually bought the cup, the
tumbler?
like not the big cup, not the tumbler,
Oh.
but like the little coffee cup version, and she's been drinking out of that. So she
That's her redneck high tea.
high tea is when you have the tea in the deer stand.
Yeah.
That's high tea.
I have never been sold on a product more than the photo of the truck that burned down and the Yeti still was in the cup holder with ice inside.
Yep.
I was like, this is just, I'd be dumb not to buy this product.
And there's like 1,000 hacky redneck comedians going, why don't they make the whole truck out of the Yeti?
But we all laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably rich.
Everyone in this table should separately, like, just very discreetly send a Facebook message to Dave Stone pitching that joke.
Yeah.
just see how many before he just blows up on someone.
and then we'll switch to Billy Wayne Davis after that.
Billy Wayne Davis was like, I already have this joke. Why?
So yeah, I made fried green tomatoes.
What's the sauce? Did you say with the sauce?
It is.
it's a lovely
It's
sauce.
spicy mayo,
What makes it spicy?
hot sauce. It doesn't.
Is that a Frank's?
No, it is. Oh God, what is it? Restaurant Club. I think it's a.
It was $1 for 25
No,
gallons.
it's actually.
It was $1 for a drum of it.
No, it's actually.
I rolled it down the street like Walter White with the barrel of money.
It was a wedding gift 11 years ago.
No, it's actually a Louisiana brand that's
Later
really
on,
good.
I'm going to dissolve a body in it.
Not just for flavorants.
Yeah, but it's a New Orleans brand that's actually really good.
What's it called?
I think it's called Restaurant Club or something like that. Yeah.
All right.
But so fried green tomatoes. That's one of my go-to Thanksgiving things when I make.
Yeah,
big
it was
Thanksgiving.
fantastic. I didn't know it was goat cheese. The goat cheese was
Yeah.
outstanding on top.
Yeah,
That's what makes you a doctor, is putting goat
Indeed,
cheese.
yeah. I my dissertation was just a binder with goat cheese filling. So yeah,
That's a scene from my classic comedy, Crazy Doctor. He just can't get fired. Get tenure, die trying.
I know. And this is coming from a guy that accidentally you know how they have the application sites for
it's my
jobs
favorite
and stuff
story.
like that. So when it went look for my CV, I accidentally uploaded the MP3 for Dio's Holy Diver. Because it did my computer, the RAM isn't too high, and it does that thing where the attach open screen refreshes and it moves everything up or reshuffles it. So I was like, click, second click hits Holy Diver, and it uploads, and it's just like, we have a problem. And I was like, no, we don't.
Do you remember you were trying to send me a file for the podcast?
Oh, God.
And I opened it and I'm like, Kyle, I think this is Foo Fighters. And then he sent it to me again, and I'm like, Kyle, I think this is still the Foo Fighters.
Put it on the feed.
It was just Monkey Wrench over and over again. I said it 4 times, and every time I don't even have Monkey Wrench on my computer.
At least you
don't
have,
know how it got there.
At least you have the good taste to use Foo Fighters that has Pat Smear in it, as opposed to that like acoustic Everlong.
Nah,
That's like
I'm not gonna go do that K-Rock exclusive jam. I just like the idea that they called you. Your problem is your dissertation fucking rocks. I for one of my master's program thesis projects I had to do a videotape myself teaching someone something.
Yeah,
and I taught my brother how to play the lead riff to "Raining Blood" from Slayer.
Okay,
and so it was just us going back and forth. Bum, 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 bum. And we went through the.
To be honest, I thought it was going to sound heavier than that.
He talked about it playing on a tuba.
But the video ends with.
It's amazing how the slower version of Raining Blood, as you put it, sounds eerily like the English Beats version of Tears of a Clown.
Yes, they are very similar, shockingly similar.
Yeah,
but when you play it backwards, it's just Spanish Flea.
Yeah,
But I just remember that the video ended with us saying, "All right, thank you and hail Satan." Like, it was just this whole, and I just straight face turned it in, just this dumb thing.
Yeah.
Other people were like teaching children, helping people. It's just me and my piece of shit brother with guitars. We're clearly both in our pajamas.
I had to do that, except I had to teach like an entire classroom. So I taught a whole bunch of people how to ollie on a skateboard.
Yeah,
and I broke a bunch of tiles on the floor.
I thought you were going to say bones.
I thought you were going to say a bunch of kids' bones.
Yeah.
I broke hella bones that day.
Oh, dude, it was so gnar.
Yeah.
We had a kid in the ESL class where you had to do an oral presentation teaching people something. One kid taught the class how to Dougie. That was a kid who I just gave an A from presentation alone. I'm like, I'm not even looking at the rubric. You just passed today.
I can't remember the exact lyric, but my mom is a middle school teacher, and she put a question on a quiz that was like, "Who's gonna tell him?" And the answer was Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
And she's like a South LA teacher. They were so excited about it. Everyone got it right.
I've been on a big run on these pop quizzes that I have in this class I'm teaching of my crank answers being ICP related. And there's always a few people that I don't know if they're willing to jeopardize their grades just to make me laugh that will select that the Insane Clown Posse was the reason why Standard Oil had to break up.
And they fail the class, but you book them on a show.
Yeah. It's the Easter egg for the class.
Good news, you don't need this.
Yeah, so the
It's
second
the other
thing
yard.
that I
Everybody
made,
panicked as the sprinklers started.
my second thing I made was stuffing, which was not good for Natalie because it has meat in it. It has 2
Stopped after 5 or 6 sporkfuls.
Yeah, well, it has 2 pounds of wild boar sausage in it.
It's so good.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely. See, the thing is that my wife and I, we don't typically eat meat on the regular. We kind of just space it out. We have meat as a gift to
Good
ourselves.
for you, precious little colons.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that when you go with Thanksgiving, if there's going to be meat in it, you don't go around it and try and replace it with non-meat stuff because it's always going to be disastrous. Like the tofurkey. Like we did the Thanksgiving roll last year, like the Thanksgiving tofurkey roll, and I ended up with what medical professionals call bad butt, and not good. So like the thing is that
Matt has.
yeah, if I
That's my really unsuccessful Bad Brains cover band.
if I want to stress anything enough that if you're vegetarian or vegan and you do Thanksgiving, just don't do the fake meat thing. Don't try and replace the meat sort of thing because there's a lot of different things you can do without meat, and you just don't mess around with meat substitutes because it's just going to be bad.
I ate Thanksgiving at a friend's place one time, and they made a tofurkey. I actually really liked it, but I ate it as a dessert because there was so much honey glaze on it. It made it fantastic, but it was like candy.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's I used wild boar sausage, which is a little bit less fatty, but still got the pork flavor to it, and they're a nuisance species, so no guilt.
Take them right out.
Have you heard about at Fantastic Fest, that film festival in Austin? They do a thing that's a boar hunt where you are hunting a boar from a helicopter with a mounted gun.
What?
I really
Just when I didn't think I could go, like I could have any more desire to go to Fantastic Fest.
Yeah. They sometimes there's some years they
Do they
cancel
play
it.
Fortunate Son while you do it?
It's really it's expensive, like the ticket for that experience, because I think you go with Tim League and you guys just like are on a plane together laughing maniacally as you're mowing down boar.
But the proper way to hunt a boar is the most macho way, and that's with a spear and dogs. You don't have to reinvent the toaster.
Yes, you do. He did, and
There's
it's
nothing
great.
wrong with it. Have you used a toaster oven? They're great, dude.
Yeah.
Put me in a helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, have you seen a wild boar like in person?
They bust into people's houses in
They're
Florida.
terrifying
Yeah.
huge.
They're 400
They're like a
pounds.
bear.
Yeah, and they will rip into people's houses and just tear them up.
Yeah, my I actually used to have a mounted boar's head that my Uncle Mike shot accidentally. Like he was actually hunting for deer, and this thing just came up on him, and he was like, "Yeah, man." And I don't know if this is true. It could easily just been like, "Oh shit, that looks cool. I want to kill that." But at least according to my now,
Yeah, it's coming right for us.
But
I think that all the time.
yeah, it's coming right for us. Exactly. According to my Uncle Mike, he was just like, well, it was going to be him or me. I was like, really? But
Well, if he was in the state of Florida, he would have gotten $25 for it.
he was in
So-
he was in Georgia. So.
Yeah, well then,
no bueno on the 25
Yeah,
bucks.
so the stuffing, I use wild boar sausage in it, and it's just straight up stuffing. You don't need to do any sort of fancy stuff with it. I did put smoked salt in it just for a little bit of
which is in a
Zizzle-zazzle.
lighthouse shaped bottle.
No, that's
Wait,
actual real.
smoked salt, and you're saying that you didn't do anything fancy?
No, well
You bought a fancy salt. Step one.
well, no, because when we're not
It's not
eating,
garlic
we're not,
salt.
but when we're not,
Or regular salt.
or butter
It is
salt, like
fancy.
like
butter
Bobby
buds.
McButter. but no, the thing is that we have a giant collard green plant that's like in our
Yeah.
front yard that's like 8 feet long. So we'll eat our collard greens. But the thing is that collard greens have to have smoke in it, so we do the smoked salt because eating them plain is a little bit not
Horribly
100.
unpleasant.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
No, they can be good, but it's just not over the top. So, but that's what I bring to the table.
Killed it. You're a good
Today.
little chef man,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Yeah, I want to reinforce the notion that your listeners at This Is Rad think that the Goods from the Woods, Rivers is the head chef, but I bring a little something to the
There's
table.
only one member of your podcast that we made make us a private meal.
That's true. That's true. And
On
Rivers
the greatest
do another
podcast scam we've ever done.
and Rivers is definitely delivered, and he delivers all the time. So I'm not gonna put myself
Monica,
in
you
this
have a
rarefied
young
air.
podcast. If I can make one recommendation, start tricking your friends into feeding you for free.
It's great.
Wow, A+ advice.
Make it under the auspice of whatever documentary it needs to be, but you get them over there and just get them to do free shit for you because they think it's a good plan.
This is sage wisdom
Yeah.
for our 1 year anniversary
We've
coming
been
up.
doing this a while now. We're starting to figure stuff out.
So, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without a highly politicized argument. and I'm about I'm about to drop a bomb, everybody. All right.
I am pro-life.
Are you guys ready?
Like Trump's gonna drop a nuke?
No. Stuffing or cornbread dressing?
Stuffing.
Stuffing.
All right, so I'll be honest with you. I just had a weird debate like this with my mom before I left.
Yeah.
Because I made some shitty stovetop stuffing that didn't even make it to the table. If you wanted it as vegetarian, you can go get it. But
Where is it?
it's in the kitchen.
She's like starving.
I came in and like started downing the stuffing because I thought it was the vegetarian one you made.
Maybe you shouldn't have drank my damn eggnog. And I But she's a big dressing person, and like my family makes a good dressing, but it's not stuffing. It's a totally different animal. It's like sausage and apple and onion.
I feel like a lot of people use those terms interchangeably, though.
Yeah.
Stuffing and dressing.
So this again, and I might have to defer to Natalie and Pat because they might
Because they're the adults.
because they're the Southerners. No. In where I'm from, all right. So a stuffing, what Pat has made here, we would actually refer to as a Yankee stuffing. And
Wow.
and not
You always
as a,
gotta
not
make
as a,
it about the
not
North
as a-
and the South,
Not as a
huh?
derogatory. Well, my dad's a fucking Yankee, so that's what he
that's
cooks. But that's what we would call a Yankee stuffing. And then there's the dressing, which is like a cornbread dressing, where you make cornbread and then you basically just like
shove it up the turkey.
just like no,
Whoa, easy.
it's cooked separately.
Well, he's doing this weird fist motion. What am I supposed to take?
It's a-
Is that a
Easy.
spoon?
It's fisted up the turkey.
I am fisting the turkey. I can't be alone in this. Luke thought about it and said nothing.
Yeah, I thought you were Mr. Beaning it.
But no, it's it's
Oh, he put that turkey on his head. I forgot about that.
Great.
but it's like a cornbread sort of thing that you make it almost as in a casserole dish, and then comes out and then it's
Is it
served
like,
on the
is
side.
it like wetter or something like
Yeah,
that? I've
slightly.
definitely not had stuff like that in my family.
Yeah, I don't
Slightly.
think I've ever had cornbread
stuffing. All right, well I got
Or
that's what-
cornbread
I've
dressing.
had the Trader Joe's brand.
Wait, which one's dressing? Which one? I'm lost.
So this is stuffing. What we got on the plate here.
Okay,
Stuffing
dressing
is like the
is
bread
the cornbread one.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
stuffing would be like bread, toasted bread that's kind of been crumbled up, and then you add meat
Sure.
and stuff like that to it, and then the dressing is like a solid, like almost like a.
But are you putting that into the turkey at any point?
No.
What do you guys put in your turkey then?
I don't. So this stuffing that we have right here was cooked separately.
Okay.
And it's because the way I cooked the turkey today,
Ooh.
you cannot stuff it at all.
What happens if you do?
Probably a fire.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Before we get into the frying turkey, my favorite thing in the world is
Spoil everything.
it's called foreshadowing. Is every news story the day before and the day of
About
Thanksgiving where they're
people
like,
setting
"Don't
themselves on
fucking
fire."
fry your turkey," and then it's just the choicest footage for that year.
Oh, yeah,
of
it's just-
flaming inferno turkey.
Oh yeah, no,
explosion.
it's just trailer parks with mushroom
Apocalypse
clouds.
turkey.
Yeah,
It's just short of the 1812 overture playing as they run it. Like it's, you can tell every year they love doing this. It's clearly done in the parking lot at Channel 4, and they're just like, let's light this up. This is the best day of the year.
I definitely had some friends who would like hoist theirs up on like a pulley, and it would be so far away from everything that they couldn't possibly catch anything.
you don't
on
have
fire.
to do.
You don't have to do that.
But they would
But
would
it does
do it
sound
purposely
fun.
so that it probably would catch on fire.
His
and
friend is the
explode.
coyote, by the way.
People drink a lot of whiskey and then do dumb things.
Well, I mean, the thing is about those like exploding turkey fryer videos is they all have the same soundtrack. It's always like vaguely like in the background you hear a little bit George Thorogood and the Destroyers, and you just hear fuck, and then it's followed with dude, pour some beer on it. That's always the way to.
One scotch, one beer. I want to talk about that. I think we should probably talk about the proper way to fry a turkey, and then we can get into mishap territory. Because
All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You just...
Oh, and he actually did. I love it.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say about my bathroom.
You have a cool bathroom. By the way.
He has the Comedy Store bathroom.
Yeah,
it's all.
It's the bathroom from Bob's Burgers.
I was gonna say it's all black tiles, so you can see all of the cocaine that the previous owner of the house dropped. But yeah, so the turkey, which I fried, and my first of all. Behind me, I'll take a picture of this and tweet it out. You can find us at The Goods Pod. Show you a picture of my turkey fryer. It is among the most rudimentary cooking devices of all time. It's simply a gigantic metal drum with a propane burner underneath it, and you just light it on fire, heat up the oil to 350 degrees, and then drop the turkey in. And so, first of all, the preparation, hopefully you guys are listening to this before Thanksgiving, so you actually have a couple of days to do this. I have a gigantic Tupperware thing that's big enough to hold one turkey. The turkey has to be under 14 pounds or else you will have a fire. So get a slightly smaller one. And then I thaw the thing out inside the big Tupperware container, fill that up with water, and then you put in, I literally just use my hands, like 2-3 handfuls of salt, 2-3 handfuls of sugar, and then Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, smoked paprika, garlic powder, and then just put all that in there and then just let it sit in the fridge for 2-3 days. That should thaw it out completely. And then when you dip it, the problem is, and this is where your explosions come in, those guys who are, just like, all right, check it out. Like the only reason you would need to build an elaborate pulley system is if it's definitely going to fuck up. And
they would do on purpose. They would fill the whole thing with oil.
Oh, okay.
To the top, and then just plunk.
Like
a bunch of dicks.
Wait, who was doing this?
Just some idiots in Ohio.
Yeah, it's Ohio.
I didn't need a yard anyway. I don't know how they talk up there. I didn't need a yard.
Pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. That's what they sound like in the movie Gummo. So,
but yeah, the problem is if the thing isn't defrosted all the way. Mm-hmm. But if you have the turkey brining for 2-3 days in the fridge, it'll be great. You just pull it out, put it on the rack, and then once the oil hits 350, dip it down.
Can I ask you like a 90% serious question?
Yeah.
At any given time in your fridge, how many items are brining?
I came home. Yeah, I live with Rivers. I came home the other day and I opened the fridge to get some water, and there was the biggest industrial Tupperware container with a whole turkey in it. I was like, what the fuck? It looked like he was dissolving a body in there.
Yeah, and so I used smoked paprika to season the thing, so it was just, the water was just blood red.
Yeah.
And there was just what could have easily been a head just sitting in it. So at any given time, I mean, I do have I'd be lying if I said I didn't have at least 2 or 3 Ziploc bags of pickle brine that's just ready to go in case I need to marinate some chicken.
They're in the freezer. They're in the freezer. They're frozen solid little discs that just say pickle juice on it.
You never know when you're going to need that stuff, Well,
our fridge and freezer are so weird.
Well, the first time we used that turkey fryer, I was the one that fried the turkey.
Yeah,
and
you put it together, I think.
Yeah, and I was petrified. I was petrified the entire time.
Was that for Yellowhammered last
year?
Yeah,
and it was just my only assistance was Joe Raines, so I knew it was all on me.
You have a death sentence put upon you.
And Pat, the first time we used it, actually, you didn't. When you buy a turkey fryer, it comes with a little pedestal, basically, that you're supposed to thread up through the turkey's ass and then out through its neck, and then you can dip it down safely,
like a Paz Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Yeah, and you can dip it in and out safely. The first time we fried something, Pat, because he's a fucking badass, just threw the whole turkey in. Didn't have the little dipper, and then had to grab by its bones and stuff to pull it
Watching
out with
Pat cook is an amazing thing, because I would say, watching you is like watching an artist in their element, truly creating beauty. Pat shows that he is the most testosterone fueled man I've ever met. And the only thing I've never seen you do that I dream of all the time is there's nothing I want more than to be on a boat with you, because I want to watch you drive a boat fast while you smoke a cigarette, because I know you'll be really good at it.
Yeah. Well, no. So
everybody else will
just
be
roll in a
speedboat.
speedboat. I just imagine for some reason you have a Tom Clancy style hat.
Yeah, and it's just on tight, and everybody else
is rolling back, and you're just like, is he still back there?
Why are your guys' cigarettes out?
There is a photograph of me like that.
Yes,
somewhere.
there's not a doubt in my mind that exists.
Yeah, I have to hit up my buddy Quan
it's
about
just you
that.
and Dr. John sitting on that boat.
No, but yeah, and it was the thing was that we did when Rivers was setting this up. He was like, "Do you have one of those a fireplace lighter?" I was like, "Yeah, I got one of those." And then I remembered when we did it at Yellowhammered, we didn't have one of those because Joe and Wes don't have things adults should have, right? So I had to light it with a cigarette lighter.
Yep.
So I'm just like sitting there with like a propane tank, just like I don't want to die. as my life, like in front of my eyes flash every YouTube like turkey fryer mishap video ever.
And there's just a translucent image of Joe Raines going, like over your life flashing before your eyes.
Just me running around.
I don't know what's going on. I got 2 hours ago.
This seems bad.
Me running around on fire, flailing like every person, stuntman on fire in every movie ever. And it's just like Joe, just like, Rivers is being a dick about getting this dog shit off the porch. God.
Oh, Hammereds were such a good time.
Yeah, and if you don't know, the people listening, we had a backyard show in the scariest part of Los Angeles, and that's what we bought the turkey fryer for originally.
That's how you got people to a comedy show in Los Angeles. You had to offer them a full spread of gourmet food once.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's we are now doing a show at the Improv, and it's funny because I'm like still weirdly hesitant about asking kind of bigger name comedians, and then I realized like, you're inviting them to a comedy club and not to a weird backyard in Arthur Park.
A weird backyard that they will never find parking in.
They have to walk by, just heroin-strewn shanty towns to get to it and stuff like that. And then just asking people like, hey, do you want to do a show at the Improv? Turns out that's way easier.
Which episode? Whose podcast are we in right now?
I guess we hit the 1 hour mark. We're rolling over. So,
So this is the end of part 1, which will be on the Goods from the Woods feed. So we'll see you back tomorrow for part 2.
Yeah, rate, review, subscribe, and subscribe to.
I'm trying to impress them with this one. Come on.
No, and subscribe. Well, it's habit. And subscribe to This Is...
I'm a robot, Kyle. I can't not do that.
And subscribe to This Is Rad so you can hear the second half of this podcast, and you can find out the rest of how to fry a turkey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a cliffhanger.
Man, I had to listen to 2 whole podcasts instead of Googling it.
That about does it for part 1 of this very special Thanksgiving crossover episode with This Is Rad. And what did you learn? Head over to iTunes, subscribe to both of those podcasts. You can hear part 2 tomorrow morning over at This Is Rad. Both of those shows are 2 of my absolute favorites, and they're well worth your time if you haven't listened to them already. As for us, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/TheGoodsPod. Find us on Twitter @TheGoodsPod. Pat, what should they do when they get to
They
iTunes?
should rate, review, subscribe, and show that attitude of gratitude.
That's right.
Because if you don't have the attitude of gratitude, then fuck you, brother.
We're on Spotify now. Like I said, we're going to be putting out a really cool Thanksgiving playlist, so check that out. We're on Spotify. We're at The Goods Pod there, and we will see you next week. Here's a little bit of Sharon Jones, R.I.P. R.I.P. Leonard Cohen, R.I.P. Leon Russell. We'll see you on This Is Rad tomorrow, and right back here next week.
I done left you here all by yourself. But it ain't my fault, baby. Oh, you treated me like a fool. And I tell you, it ain't my fault, baby. Oh, how that you treated me so cruel. But you know what? I ain't nobody's baby. I ain't nobody's fool. I ain't nobody's baby. Get yourself a new one. Get yourself a new one. It's a matter of fact. Hey, I expect I can't tell you that. I say, if what you need is a good little soldier, well, I guess you better look again. Well, you know, I ain't nobody's soldier. Oh, Lord, now I'm a bona fide captain. 'Cause I ain't nobody's baby. better get yourself a new one.
The Goods from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Smiles.